Presentation, listen intently, have a look at what he's got on his pres, see if it's alright, and give him some positive feedback at the end.
Lights, camera, action. Right, I'm Big Benji and I'm presenting Narcotics Anonymous, steps 1, 2 and 3. In step 1, we admitted that we were powerless over our addiction, our lives had become unmanageable, and we had the disease of addiction. Once too many and thousands never enough. We become obsessive, compulsive and self-centred. We have physical, weight loss, teeth coming out, appearance deteriorates, self-neglect. As mental state, we become paranoid, we hear voices, hallucinations, psychosis. We also get anxiety, we get depressed. Our emotions, we get angry, we get sad, we have no self-worth left. Personally, I become emotionless, spiritual decay. I was exhausted, I was broken, and I was suicidal before I come into treatment. Parts of step 1, we had denial. Comparing ourselves with others in addiction. I used to sniff loads of coke, but I wasn't as bad as them in the crack den. It was my mum's fault for the way I was brought up and marrying my stepdad. It was all their fault. I had no part in it, so I thought. And my using wasn't an issue, I was just having fun, I was just a party animal enjoying my life. Which wasn't the case really. I became powerless. I couldn't stop drinking, no matter of the consequences. Even when my girlfriend got pregnant with my youngest daughter, she asked me, "Why aren't we enough?" And I said, "You are enough." But I couldn't stop despite even my own kids. And that's going against my own beliefs and values, hurting myself and others. Do you know, her thinking she's not enough, my daughter wasn't enough. It was causing them emotional harm, as well as myself, but I couldn't see it at the time. I hit my rock bottom. I was in despair, I was isolated. I'd stopped talking to everyone. I thought no one cared about me, so I didn't bother like reaching out or anything that I do now to help myself. I've become homeless by spending all my money or going against rules. Just being reckless. You know, I've lived in bus stops and even graveyards. I've lost my children due to my addiction as well, but I still carried on regardless. And you think going to jail, losing your freedom as well as all that'd be enough. It wasn't. You know, I was completely powerless. And my life become like unmanageable completely. I've lost my kids, I've lost my freedom in jail, I've lost all my decent jobs, I've become fat, I've become violent. That was my outer unmanageability. But inside, under and overreacting, out of control, using and drinking, and no self-care. Overreacting, I fucking hell, if you laughed at me, I'd just floor you, you know, I could have just walked away or just brushed it off, but I didn't. Out of control with using and drinking, I always had cocaine on me, I always had steroids in stock, I've always had a drink, always, from morning till night, 24/7. I didn't brush my teeth, I didn't get a bath, I didn't change my clothes, I didn't even have a fucking bed or a mattress. I had a duvet cover and a quilt, that was it. Do I have any reservations? Remaining friends with those that still use? No, not anymore. You know, it's misery seeks company. I watched Paul Smith about his sketch on DMT, and it kind of put something in my head that I wanted to go to a different realm and talk to elves and weird things like that. It'd probably be really fucking disastrous, you know. Thinking I can use MDMA successfully, go raving on MDMA and rave like an 18-year-old again. I'm 44. My come down will be up probably like 6 months long. So it's probably not the best idea, is it? Step 2, spiritual principles. Hope, faith, trust, honesty, willingness, open-minded and humility. I think that's quite a good solution to a better life, really. And restoration to sanity. A lifelong process, but insanity no longer controls our lives. Don't control mine anymore anyway. I don't have people walking out my walls or people stood at the end of my beds or faces laughing at me that are built into walls and fucking loads of crazy shit. And getting help from Powers Greater helps me a lot. Peers, staff, meetings, therapists, books. I get a lot of help from like reaching out or praying to God. If I can't handle something, I ask God to take care of it. I get a lot of peace from that. I get a lot of knowledge from reading literature and my therapists. I'm really intrigued about how the brain works and stuff like that. And not acting on my first thought, it's just a thought, it's in my head, like using MDMA, yeah, a rave, it's just a thought. The actual reality of it is not glamorous whatsoever. So, not acting on my first thought gets me a better decision making, a cleaner, healthier life, and a body and mind as well to go with that. And then we've got surrender, resignation. There is a difference here to surrender than resignation. We admit we are addicts, but haven't accepted recovery as a solution. We were broken and ill, probably die like this. So for me to surrender, I just couldn't. I'm living in a bed set with a duvet cover as a mattress and a quilt as a blanket. That's all I had left. So I surrendered that life. I couldn't use and drink the way I was anymore. I had psychosis. I've lost everyone and everything. And the will to live, I've lost that. So I had to surrender. I've had enough and I need help. And since the 18th of April 25, that's what I've been trying to do. So then I went into a full surrender when I got into treatment. Fully accepted the measure of what I'd become, what my life had become, which wasn't fucking what. I was mentally and physically ill, and I still got problems now, need operations due to me drinking and using. So I go to meetings, I do the 12 steps, it's a better way to live, and I accept recovery is the solution to my old behaviours and my old ways, which weren't very nice for anybody. Spiritual principles, honesty, open-mindedness, humility, willingness and acceptance. And then we came to believe, I got hope. Through our faith in our powers greater, we achieve hope and willingness to move into action in our recovery. So by me reaching out and saying, you know, maybe I'm getting a using thought, you know, I'd really like a bag of brown now and it's a winter's day and stuff like that. I've just had this using thought, pal. What do you think? I think that's a shit idea, Benji. And we have a chat about it. It's just a thought again. So yeah, powers greater reaching out. I've done it as well when I'm in a meeting and suicide came up, and that's a big one for me. I lost 11 friends in 6 months. And I was in the middle of the corner and I was crying my eyes out and I didn't know what to do. Old behaviour, I would have just gone to the pub over opposite Wetherspoons in Corn. So I rung out a few heroes and someone came to pick me up, and then I had a chat with Big H, as you know, Howard, and just got me back to sanity really. So I get a lot of hope from reaching out, I really do. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Buying whiskey instead of vodka because vodka ruined my life. That used to be my drink of choice. But in my last relapse I thought, vodka? Nah, can't drink that, that's rank. Have some whiskey, please. All I did was double the price and change the flavour. Outcome was the same. I were absolutely smashed in a week. Drinking vodka in hospital bed after seizures due to alcohol. Also got told that I would be dead by Christmas last year. He gave me like a month if I carried on to live. And when he went, I thought, that's fucking terrible news, that. So I went and bought half a bottle of vodka and got back in bed. In hospital bed. I was only going for a cig and I hadn't smoked for 20 years. So yeah, it's an insane way of life, isn't it? Powers greater, peers, staff, God, church, literature, NA, AA, CA and 12 steps. I believe in all of that, I really do. I get a lot from you guys, I get a lot from the staff even though they're anonymous. I like reading the literature, I like SAS psychology, I like the big book, the NA book, how it works. I've got quite a good collection to be honest. I'm starting to enjoy the 12 steps now. I hated it at first, I thought, what is this fucking bollocks? But now I'm feeling it and I can feel the change inside it and I like it. And people saying to me they can see me turning the corner, turning the page or whatever they phrase it as, but I can feel it too and it feels really, really good, really positive stuff. God, when my friends committed suicide, it's always been on my conscience on my part that I didn't do enough as a friend for them and I could have intervened. People had phone called me and I'd put the phone down because they were off their head on sniff. And when I rung back, one of them had hung himself and that hung over me for a long time. So when I was doing my step 3, I asked God to take care of them and let them rest peacefully. And that's helped me rest peacefully as well. Turning it over, making a decision. Handing my will over daily, I put action in with using my heart and spirit in prayer and meditation. Like I say, prayer gives me peace. Meditation gives me a calmness, it resets me. I've got PTSD, so you have a thing called your vagus nerve, it controls your adrenaline and your cortisol and your stress hormone. So meditation calms that down, as well as cold water therapy. I do that regularly. I love meditation. I've got of our understanding. For me, it's Lord Jesus Christ. He wants the best for me. He cares for my loved ones who are not with me, who are now with him. And he gives me hope and trust for other human beings. By being military, my using and the sorts of people I'm around with, trusting humanity is non-existent. But now it's reinstilled and I'm feeling a lot better. Spiritual principles, hope, trust in God. Life is now possible without use of drugs and drinks. Fears turn to faith, humility, honesty, and it removes fear for recovery. Willingness, open-mindedness, and I am now teachable. Acceptance and my surrender. My life was unmanageable, and self-will is insanity and dangerous. And that's it.
Well done.